Welcome to another episode of Strange Conspiracies. We have a pretty awesome guest for you guys today, out of Kentucky. He lives near the Boone National Forest, and he's got some stories he's going to share with us. You guys check it out. Let us know what you think about this episode in the comments, and we'll see you after.
My name's Robert Short, and it's my fiance Diana, and we're here from Pulaski County, Kentucky, and I was born and raised in Lexington, Kentucky, as she was. We moved down. We moved down here, and my dad got me in hunting ever since I was a little kid, and thank God he did. That's something I really love and enjoy, and miss that I can't do anything right now because of all these surgeries and stuff. But we'd always come down and hunt the Boone National Forest in Pulaski County, Kentucky, and never heard of Bigfoot. Never got into anything like that, or was scared of anything like that, or thought of anything. But we went hunting out to a place called the Sawdust Piles. It's out in Boone National Forest. There, it's Nathan McClure Trail, and it was December. It's been about, I was 21 years old, so back in '98, and it was real good cold mornings. December, about the middle of December there, and we've been back here a couple times, and it's real cold and real quiet. And so he goes one way, I go the other way. We're squirrel hunting, and we got your hunting license stuff. You got your shotgun. My shotgun only held 3. Dad's hunting with a 22 there, and so I go over and I sit down and sitting on this old log there watching this den tree, and before you know it, I had 2 squirrels come out and shot and killed both of them, and then here comes a third one out, and I missed that one. So in the process, I've been my gun over. I had a sweet 16 gauge. I'm sitting there trying to load it there, and something flickered, and my first thought was maybe like a deer tail or something like that, and of course I wish it had been, but what it was is it's just like the tree had come alive. The den tree, whatever was standing there was the whole time. I don't know how long I've been there. But it's like it bent over, picked up the 2 squirrels I'd killed in one little swoop, turned, and went into this pine thicket. And here I am trying to process all this, and everything. My dad is, between that time and me trying to load it and seeing this and processing everything, he's already up in my face trying to talk to me, see what's wrong and what's going on, because my mouth's quivering. I couldn't get nothing out. He said, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I heard you shooting, and I couldn't say nothing." So he's like, "Well, give me that gun, boy. Get to the truck. You're on dope." And so my dad, he's always raised us right. Me, my twin sister, my older sister. He's always been strict, always go by the book and safety and stuff. And I understand what he was, I mean, if I saw me acting the way I did, ain't no telling. So I'm almost to the truck there, and by the time I get to it, I turn around. My dad's knelt down, and he hollers at me, says, "Get over here, come here," and come over there. And I thought he was gonna whip my butt then, but one footprint, and you hear about it all the time. I watch all these shows, Bigfoot, whatever. You hear about one footprint, and it was about maybe about 15 to 17 inches long, or whatever it was. It's just normal size footprint, but the big toe and the little toe had a claw that come out, and I can't tell you. Remember if it was the right foot or the left foot, but the claw veered whichever, if it was right. But the little toes, it didn't have no claw in the middle there, and thank God for that claw. I mean the footprint, because I didn't know what I was in for when I got home, but he understood, and I finally had calmed down and got to tell my story there and tell him what happened, And as we made our way back to the den tree, that pine thicket, the pine thicket wasn't that big, and the next thing you know, was a 200-foot drop bluff on each side. I told him I couldn't tell you what it was. I couldn't describe it. I wouldn't want to make something up. And people ask me all the time, "What did I see?" I was like, the way I described it was a tree had come alive, and then over, picked the 2 squirrels up and took off. I mean, as loud and cold as it was, the crunchy ground, I mean, I don't know. All I know is, we've hunted and stuff. We've heard things in the woods, and I really got into it, and ever since then, you hear these things of one footprint, or footprints leading nowhere,
or cloaking,
or cloaking, or different things. I mean, it's because the Daniel Boone National Forest, it's huge. We've been all over it as much as we can, and still ain't even just a drop in the bucket of even touching any part of it, and now, I mean, and I used to go in there all the time, by myself, and and hunt, when Dad wasn't able to, and stuff. I won't now. I won't go in the woods at all without my dad, or definitely somebody, and definitely load it down, and because you just don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to. People out here are like, well, why don't you shoot it? Well, what if it is somebody in a costume, or what if it is something, But what I saw was just the way it moved, and gracefully, and the way it disappeared into that thicket. There ain't no way a human move like that, and then you question yourself, and wondering, what you saw was, but you know what happened, because it's stuck with you mentally. Because you always think about that. We hear things all the time when we was out there in the woods, and you're like, what is that? I know animals make different noises. You wouldn't believe what a fox makes, or a bird. It could be this or that. But seeing something like that, and knowing how cold it was and stuff, I wish I didn't even know how long it had been there or whatever until it had moved.
I'll tell you, the first week of us camping.
Yeah, but the first week we went camping, we had this, this smell.
It was awful. It woke us up.
I have a rescue dog, and my dog usually he's a little small Jack Russell there, Blue Hill or something, but he's a heart of a lion, and he wasn't moving. Yeah, he just had his eyes open, but it was that getting the break of daylight there, and the smell covered this whole campground, and just listening, couldn't hear anything, didn't see anything, but I've never smelled nothing like that in my life. I mean,
what did it smell like?
It smelled like death warmed over. If that's what it was. I mean, it putrid. They said that bear and stuff, but bears are like usually what dogs smell or bad. This was
garbage.
Like garbage and
body odor,
just bad. And it lingered forever. Like. And if it had been a bear, like something around our campground, it would like go through a bag, it would go through the trash or whatever, We're always trying to be clean campers and have everything put up, but it would have at least been around smelling, or at least would have seen it,
or growled
or something, But we didn't get to know nothing like that. Just I probably lingered at least, I know, 30 minutes, And finally it went away, like right at once it got real good in daylight there, but. Just something about back there, it's always, there's certain parts, and like I was telling her, it was like the quietness, and
I mean, there's no birds, no squirrels, nothing.
You don't hear anything. I mean, you can always, in the woods, I've been hunting all my life, you can tell the difference between a squirrel on the ground and a deer, walking, and human walking, but when you don't hear birds or anything, you know what I'm saying?
And every time we go back there, it's the same way.
Yeah. And
always like drop quiet, and it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, and usually like night toward evenings, your frogs and stuff, once hardly even hear that. So something's around, But it just nowadays you just don't know. But I mean, I don't know what I saw, if it's still back there or not. I mean, there ain't no telling. I mean, I don't want to hurt something like God's animal, but unless you feel threatened, you know what I'm saying? But, I wasn't expecting that, because Dad's like, well, what are you shooting at? And I mean, I shot my 2 squirrels. They were laying there, but I missed the third. But it was hard to explain to him, but I thank the Lord each and every day for that footprint.
Yeah.
Save my.
And so you go back to this same spot regularly, or just in this forest in general is kind of where you guys camp, and where this all happened?
It's close to home. I mean, it's
30
it's about 30 minutes from here, and out 192 there, and it's camping. It's not far from the Rock Castle River there, and like I said, it's the Daniel Boone National Forest with the Nathan McClure Trail that goes through there, and a lot of there was a couple Indians and the Nathan McClure and another sergeant that was killed back in there. They had a burial back in there stuff a long time ago, and it's just there's different parts like Big Lick, Little Lick, different branches, old coal mines and stuff. But where I had an incident that saw that it's called the Sawdust Piles, and just another quiet place. It's not really far from the campground if it's just the way the crow flies, in the basin. If you walked around the other way, and you're right there. So, and like I said, it's been over 21 years ago, but I've talked to several people and they've had different sightings. There's been a lot of sightings out here. A long time ago, there was. Yeah, there was a guy that had Pulaski. When I was living in Lexington, there, that made the Herald Leader up there. A guy had made some casts down here in Pulaski County. I don't remember what part or where at, but like you can go. There's a place called Burnside, Bronson, and all that. And Daniel Boone runs the Macquarie County Wildlife Refuge. It backs up. Me and Dad, you can go back in there and hunt and walk your butt off and come to see the London boat dock side and all that. But yeah, there's so much territory. I mean, anything could be back there and you not even know it. I mean, and the way they're logging now. Last time we was back there, they're been doing a lot of logging, and if anything's going to come out, if anything's going to come out in the open, it's going to do it then, since they're losing a lot of logs. A lot of land back there, and plus a lot of, as you go to a Big Lick area, there's a lot of land being sold off back there, and that's the Daniel Boone National Forest. I don't know how they can sell that, but it's being done. I don't know how they can do it, but it's eventually if you don't own land, you ain't gonna be able to hunt anywhere.
Yeah. Man, and you had mentioned earlier you guys went camping another time, or maybe this was the same time, or you saw a bunch of kind of strange lights. And
no, that's in front of our house.
Yeah, we saw something. Well, me and my dad we always during the summer we sit on the front porch, and this was last year. Me and him just sitting there talking and everything. And I always look up, and I've had some videos and stuff of you see these stars and they're just flying, and it's not the what is it, Starlink that Musk has or whatever. But me and him was just sitting there talking, and all of a sudden here comes these orbs, and they're maybe 30, 40 of them, and they're in a line. It's like a small fleet comes right up above the neighbor's house across the road here, and I remember when I done.
It's like, are they drones?
Yeah, Dad thought they was drones. I was like, no, these like pinkish, reddish looking orbs, and I know when I done talked to Josh there, one of the comments, a woman remembers seeing them. It was above her mother's house out here.
Oh,
and
wow.
We live out here in Nancy and stuff, but to this day, I don't know what they were. I mean, you hear about them, but seeing them yourself, and we didn't hear no noise, no nothing, and just sitting there watching this, and just, they went all the way over the top of the house, and it was gone, They weren't flying or nothing like that, but I couldn't tell you where they come from. But I'm glad we got to see something like that. But it's just a lot of stuff, especially lately. Was strange. You don't know what to say or do. Yeah,
crazy out here.
We got a little bit of woods out here behind my dad's house here, and you hear noises all the time. Where the clicking. We hear
the flashes.
Yeah, a lot of flashes of light. We can't really explain that. And the clicking, I don't. I was thinking like electrical line, or you go around debunk things, listen and stuff. I got the night vision goggles and stuff, but I don't know what things are out here. I mean, I don't want to go out here and click back or something. You know what I mean? But things I just can't explain. And when it gets to that point, man, you do get leery. But.
Yeah. What do you think it is about that area that's all this strange stuff that's happened? Do you think it's to do with the forest over there, the Boone, or what do you think it is?
The what? Yeah, there's a lot of courts. I know that. I know there's a lot of stuff that's happened here in this town. It's went unsolved and this and that.
I'm talking about Hellier.
Yeah, we watched the show a while back. It's called Hellier. I don't know if you're familiar, ever heard of it. It's on YouTube. It's called it was Hellier, Hellier, in Hellier, Kentucky, and these people were doing their little thing, and stuff, and they actually came to Pulaski County and went out toward boat dock there and was doing some investigations and stuff, and it went from one thing to another and stuff, and
we were waiting for the season finale to come out, and it never did.
Yeah, and the third season was supposed to start, but they was really talking about Pulaski County, Kentucky, because Eastern State Hospital up there in Lexington is like it was almost 60% of people that was locked up there was from Pulaski County, Kentucky, and I don't know if it's the water or what, but there's a lot of stuff that's unexplained down here, and
they told them to get out.
Yeah, they told them to get out, and next thing you know, they said this is where we leave off, and maybe someone else will pick up, and
wow, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's I would check out I think it's season 2, episode 8. It's called The Secret Commonwealth, and man, it's I'll just leave it like that.
It's a good little show.
Yeah, you need
while it lasts, or as long as it lasts.
Yeah, out here, I mean, it's just I lost my sister 9 years ago, and that was went unsolved. So losing someone like that, I mean, she was a minute older than me, and it's the roughest 9 years of your life, and not really getting to get a lot of it out and talk about things because you figure you grow old together. That's what you're supposed to do, and sometimes it doesn't work out that way,
Yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear that. That's tough. That's definitely tough. I was going to ask you before I forget. I was take you back to when you were in the woods when you saw that thing. You said maybe it was like a tree almost that came to life. Hey, what did you feel in that moment? Were you just like struck in fear, or did you just?
Yeah, I was in shock. I mean, I've never. People always say that if something happened like this or that, this is what I do, and I've never been like that. I was just you just don't know what you're going to do in that situation, and when at first when I seen the flicker, I thought it was a deer tail. I was hunting and stuff, but I was sitting there loading the shotgun there and, trying to process what I saw, because the whole thing, like where it been over, picked up the 2 squirrels, turned, just gracefully went into that pine thicket there and was gone. And in that time, the whole time where my dad was wherever he was at hunting, walked up. And I mean, he could tell something was wrong. I could not get a word out. And it was shock. It was fear. It was a lot. I mean, I couldn't, just a lot of it. And after, years have passed and stuff and this and that, you just, I've always, the main thing I was like, how long was it there for? Or, if I hadn't seen any squirrels or shot anything, what would have done then? What was it going to do? Was it going to stay there and not move? Or thank God I didn't see it until it did happen. I mean, but I know ever since that happened, I try to pay a lot of attention to detail now when I'm out in the woods hunting and stuff, and patterns and stuff like that, because that right there has just totally changed my life, especially Dad, that one footprint and everything. And, this little fella right here, I never knew what man's best friend was until I had a dog, and, this little buddy right here. And, I tell you what, you just don't know until it happens to you. And people say, oh, I'll do this and do that. And you might fool yourself,
That's for sure. Yeah, it's easy to say one thing, but I'll tell you, I've been in some scary places, and you think you're going to do something, then you just freeze. That's what I do. I sometimes just freeze. So
yeah, I mean, it's hard, It's changed me. I know that. And I mean, me and Dad, we're always leery. I mean, because we go hunting, we try to get in the woods and there before daylight, let our scent calm down and stuff like that. And that's when you really listen. And I mean, I don't know how in the heck I ever went by myself before, and just it's always good to have someone with you. And
I don't know how Everybody goes tent camping.
Yeah, tent camp. I'll never stay in a tent. No, not after seeing that or whatever. I mean, it's just ain't no way. It's just a little piece of fabric, you know. At least in my camper, I can grab my firearm or get to wherever I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Or I can't out nobody right now because my surgeries and stuff. But yeah, it's just it's opened my eyes. You know, makes you take your time. You know, always. You know, me, I'm never in a hurry. I don't worry about the weekend or nothing like that. I just take one day at a time. So, you know, and try to have someone with you and outrun.
There you go. And that's a great way to leave it. And I appreciate you both of you coming on and taking the time out of your evening and sharing that with us. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you guys missed me. I was gone last week. We're going to have our live show again this coming Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And I look forward to seeing a lot of you there. I hope you guys have had a great week. And as always, you know, let us know if you have anything you'd like to share with us. Our email address is below at strangeconspiracies88@gmail.com. We'd love to talk to you, talk to anybody that you know who may have a story to share. We're always looking for new guests. I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And as always, stay weird, stay rude, and stay alive. I look forward to seeing you guys this coming Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Time.